So the bike we were on was the Ducati XDiavel V4, and it was my choice for where we were going to go for this ride. But we also had the 2008 Ducati Monster. I borrowed it from Matt from Roads of Oz. If you haven't seen his channel, definitely check it out. Great guy, really knowledgeable.
Yep, and I came to meet you bright and early. I blamed traffic. I was a little bit late. Paul Ross had to wait for me for a little bit, but you got some nice views to look at while you waited.
Sydney Harbour's stunning. So there's an area of Sydney that we really don't feature on the channel very much, and it's an area that I haven't really ridden to very often lately, and that's up through the northern beaches of Sydney. Do you ride up that way very much at all?
I've been up there once, and the only thing I know about it is that they film Home and Away there.
So I used to ride up there with my dad all the time and my uncle. It's an area for me that, you know, it holds a special place in my heart.
So I got the XDiavel meeting Ross, and then I got to stay on it up until we got to coffee. So you were leading the way. I trusted you to lead the way.
And I got lost.
We got lost multiple times.
We didn't get lost,
Okay.
but the cafe that I'd picked out was a little bit tricky to find. We eventually found the cafe. Good little cafe.
Super cute little cafe, so lovely. From the coffee shop, we headed to the national park.
Yeah, so we went up through the Coringai National Park. So up around on the way to Church Point through Akuna Bay.
You made a friend.
I made a friend who was on a Moto Guzzi. So yeah, had a good chat there, got some great photos and sort of ripped around.
Oh, that road was incredible.
Good for that bike.
Oh, so good.
Well, let's talk about the bike.
Once you're out of the city, it's North Sydney and out was incredible. And just like taking it on those turns and those windy roads, it was so much fun.
For such a big, I mean, it's a V4.
Yeah.
It's 220 kilos, but it does not feel like a 220 kilo bike.
No.
Like, it feels light.
Not once you're moving.
It feels like a sports bike.
Yeah, which 220 kilos is actually still pretty good for the beast of a bike that it is.
At this point, I think we need to point out our new sponsor, Insta360.
Yeah, we definitely got to play around with a lot of new angles on this ride.
Yeah, so one thing I love about the X5, the options it gives us in terms of drone-like shots with that selfie stick.
Oh, yeah.
Using the brace out the back, really, really nice.
It's completely invisible on the selfie stick.
Very impressive, isn't it?
It's so cool, and then you get to see the full bike.
The other thing is the mounts are really sturdy.
And just like easy to adjust to, like they're very kind of like big and tactile knobs that you can turn.
Yeah, really impressed. I mean, the great thing about using a 360 camera is you just set it up, record, and then you come and reframe it in the edit. So we don't have to really worry about where it's pointing.
Yeah. And
you can get, you know, a forward-facing angle and a rear-facing angle all at the same time.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think of the new footage with the Insta360 X5 and also the Ace Pro 2. Really impressed with all of the cameras. And if you're after any Insta360 gear, check out the link in the description. There's a code there. You can use that. We do get a bit of a kickback, and you'll be helping out the channel. If you're after any Insta360 gear, use that code. So from Illawong Bay, we went up to West Head, so into the National Park. Great stretch of road along there, and that's the one that I did all the time with my dad.
Boy, oh boy, that lookout. Stunning.
Yeah.
Beautiful views. There was quite a few bikes that you saw come and go, but just a gorgeous lookout. Yeah. I'm so glad we went there because that was beautiful.
And from that lookout, you look out over across the water to Palm Beach. Okay, so when we were there, we stopped and had a bit of a talk about the bike. Sound didn't work, so there you go.
So here we are. Let's talk about the bike.
So the looks, it looks like a Ducati. It is actually not, it wasn't red. It was like that sort of, it's a deeper red than the Ducati red.
Yeah, it wasn't
but such a nice colour, and the paint just popped. Everything about that bike stylistically just works. The quad tip exhaust, stunning.
Yeah.
Single-sided swing arm, stunning. The front of it is muscular and angry, and those rims, the 5-spoke rims.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
They just make it, they're like the rims off an old muscle car, and that's what this bike reminds me of.
Yeah.
Like it's a muscle bike.
Yeah, I see that. So you've got the two colours. You've got the burning red, and if you want to be a weirdo and have a black Ducati, you can get black lava, which, look, it does look great, but it's Ducati, it should be red.
Did you lava it? Did you not lava it?
I'm not even going to answer that.
Power delivery. So I think the power delivery is really linear.
It's so linear.
In touring mode.
I was about to say, those riding modes, give you 4 different types of bikes. You know, there's some bikes that you can really tell that there's differences in those riding modes, and some where there's really not much of a difference.
Some where you go, oh, has that changed it? Yeah, slightly, yeah.
I think this bike is one that is in that category of, yes, that's 4 different types of riding styles.
I would 100% agree with that.
Yeah, and I loved every single one of them. And I agree, I think my happy place was definitely touring mode.
Yeah, for me, touring mode was where it was at. I loved the handling of this bike, even with that feet forward ride position.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about that feet forward. I think it's important to say as well, the Diavel that we had.
I love that bike.
So that is the same engine.
Exactly the same bike.
Same bike, but different positioning.
It's the Ducati, it's the Gran Turismo engine, so it's the MotoGP derived engine. It's not the Stradale engine that they've got in the Multistrada RS and the Panigale and the Street Fighter. It's the Gran Turismo engine, which I think, to be honest, for me, it works better. It's a better engine.
Yeah.
It's still MotoGP derived, but it's a little bit more subdued. 168 horsepower, something like that. It's still massive.
It's enough.
Actually, in urban mode, I think it drops it to 115 horsepower.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah, which is still heaps.
Okay.
But the feet forward ride position. So when I first jumped on it, I was like, oh yeah, okay, it's good, but I prefer the Diavel. After riding it for a couple of weeks, I don't know.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It was really comfortable. The seat really locked you in.
Yep.
The way that little lip at the back of the seat there, you're locked into that position. Man, it's just a cool thing to ride.
Yeah.
I could happily live with it.
I would probably prefer it not to be feet forward.
Yep.
I think I'm just a little bit more comfortable with my legs back a little bit more.
So for you can go buy the Diavel V4.
I'll get the Diavel. You can have the XDiavel.
And we can do a bit of swapping. The other thing was, love the TFT.
Yeah.
TFT, and I don't know if you noticed, but you flick through one menu and it actually gives you G-forces. Did you see that? So it tells you how many G's you're pulling.
Mine didn't ever change.
That was so cool. Completely unnecessary, but so cool that it's got it. So I love that. Really linear torque curve, power's good. Rear cylinder deactivation. Those rear cylinders deactivate when you're at lower speeds and stopping. It is warm in traffic.
Yeah.
It is, and it is hot. I don't think it's as hot as some of the V2s we've ridden.
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought it was going to be a lot hotter. It's still warm, but I totally agree.
So the XDiavel will do 0 to 100 in under 3 seconds on a cruiser. That's impressive. Luckily, though, the brakes are essentially race brakes, the Brembo Stylema calipers. They're excellent brakes on this bike.
Yeah, but I didn't find them overly sharp to the point.
No, they're really linear through the lever, but they pulled up real quick when you needed it to.
Yeah.
770mm seat height, quite approachable.
Yeah, very much so. I didn't find it wasn't particularly a tall bike.
Nope.
Filtering.
Yep.
How did you feel? Because I know I was a little bit more nervous about filtering.
Because your feet were forward?
I think it was a combination of feet forward, which I'm not used to filtering and then having to move your legs in a different way when you're putting your leg down. Yeah, and I just felt like the front of the bike is a little bit of a more like muscly, bigger front end. So it just felt like it was, I don't know, and also like, it's an XDiavel. It's a Ducati.
It's a $47,000 bike. Yeah.
I was so nervous about tapping anyone's windows. I'm just like, I'll just sit in traffic. I'll burn my leg.
So one thing I really liked that you seem to think is quite common, but it's not
on keyless bikes.
On keyless bikes is the steering lock.
Yeah.
It's a electronically actuated steering lock. So you literally hold the button to lock the steering wheel. Now, I've got a couple of BMWs that don't do that, and they're keyless. It just makes sense to press your button.
Yeah, 100%.
So talking about keyless options, petrol cap.
Need a key.
Still need a key. What's going on there? Just make them both keyless. Cruise control, good. Not adaptive cruise control on this one.
I just think any cruise control should be adaptive in this day and age.
Let us know what you think about adaptive cruise control. We're both big fans of it.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people aren't. What do you think?
Do people not like adaptive cruise
Some people don't like adaptive cruise control, Teagues.
Why? What's wrong with you? No, please tell us.
I love it.
We're open to it.
Okay, so rear mudguard, Teagues. Aesthetics only. Doesn't do a thing.
I was going to say, it looks good.
Oh, it looks awesome. Oh, actually, and the tail light.
Yes.
Different to the Diavel V4, but just as stunning.
I prefer the
Diavel, did you? Okay.
Yeah, the whole under tail lit up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very nice looking.
Yeah. But the rear guard, aesthetics only, if you're going to ride this thing in the wet, you're going to get soaked.
And you did.
And I did. 47 grand, it's an expensive bike. So competition, things like the Triumph Rocket 3.
Yeah, yep. Would you put it in with the Indian Scout 101?
Yeah, probably is in that category in terms of handling as well.
Yeah.
And I love that bike.
Because that's like a sporty cruiser kind of
I did prefer the ride position of the Diavel over the Scout 101.
Definitely.
Yeah. I would love to go for a heel shifter on this bike and running boards as opposed to pegs.
Yep.
Like put little running boards on it. And I don't think either of those things are options. It's just really funny thinking about a Ducati with a heel shifter. That's just wrong.
It doesn't go.
Gearbox is amazing, really slick up and down through the box.
Yeah.
Quick shifter was great.
Great. Yeah.
The performance and handling of this Ducati XDiavel, I can't fault.
No.
For such a big rear tyre as well. Let us know what you think. Would you buy the Ducati?
Ride it.
Would you ride it? Would you buy the Ducati XDiavel over, say, one of the other performance cruisers? Or would you prefer something like, if you're in the market for a Ducati, like, would you go the Street Fighter? Would you go the Panigale?
Or the Diavel.
Or the standard Diavel? So from West Head was a rip up to Palm Beach, where they shoot
Home and away.
Home and away.
I almost forgot.
Yeah.
So Ross had planned this outing. We were super hungry by this point. I think it was like 1 or 2 o'clock.
Yeah, we were a little bit behind schedule from the start of the day because someone was late. It wasn't me. The lunch stop that I looked up online was closed of a Wednesday.
Yeah, that was so disappointing. But that's okay.
We just found this little cafe on the beach. So I ordered some fish and chips. That was pretty good.
On the beach, beautiful.
Yeah, looking out over Palm Beach.
It was actually really great.
Yeah. And then cruise back home.
Sun was setting by that point. It was starting to get bloody cold, which I think I regretted thinking when we then got stuck in traffic and then it was bloody hot.
But yeah, look, great day out on both the bikes.
Yeah.
Love the Ducati Monster. That was just fun.
I had a great time on the Monster.
It's a good bike, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, good bike and a lot of fun to ride.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching. If you're after any motorcycle gear, head over to the online store.
We also have some brand new Midland intercoms, so a new competitor for Cena and for Cardo. So check them out. We have them at it's really great prices.
Really sharp pricing, yeah.
So check out our website to get some more information.
For now, check out this video of the Ducati XDiavel V4.